Welcome back again to another episode of Africans Talk Football TV. How's everybody doing? How y'all feeling?
Very good. I'm in the middle tonight, so I'm in the hot seat.
I'm feeling very sexy,
I heard they scared of the six. Mike, I heard they scared of the six.
Oh man,
That's funny. But welcome back again to another episode of African Talk Football. I just want to say thanks to all the friends, all the supporters that are out there, whether this is your first episode with us or you have been rocking with us from the jump. Just want to say thank you again. Just want to jump right into it. We had a lot of football this week. All 5 of our big European leagues are back. So we have, a lot of games this weekend. Just want to get right into our teams. As tradition goes, when your team loses this weekend, you have to go first and, just kind of explain how the game went, because you thought the match was favorable. And
I didn't say that.
Yeah, you did. But at the end of the day, Brighton 2-1 against Manchester United. Tough loss, especially with the way that they got scored in the last minute. But with the game being 1-1, what was your thoughts going into the final stretch, I guess?
I mean, I felt like we were extremely unlucky to lose that game. I mean, at one point we were up 2-1. So obviously, my head was going in the direction of the 3 points. But no, I just think that we were unlucky. We were unlucky with the Xerxes goal. We were unlucky with a few chances. We had a goal disallowed for Marcus Rashford. Ahmad in the first half had an opportunity from a great cross from Delo. And he didn't even put it on frame, but he got a goal though too, a very good goal. So I just think that we were unlucky. I mean, I believe that there's still, even though the disappointing part was that we lost, there were still positives to take away from it. I think overall, we as a team, I think we play a little bit better. We look a little bit better, in my opinion. I think we're moving the ball. We have a little bit of an idea of what we want to do. But the concerning part is that we can still lose games the way that we did. We've lost many games in the last few moments of the game. So I guess my next focus goes to the manager. Because, again, this loss is not the end of the world to me, but there are still a few questions that I have to ask. I don't understand why Delit's not playing. I don't know why. Why is it that when you buy players, there's always this whole thing of, well, if the person's playing well in front of you, then you have to earn your spot. Well, if they were playing well enough, then we wouldn't have had to buy a player in your position. So the fact that Delit is not starting is a problem to me. Look at the first goal. Yes, it's a team game, team sport, but Harry Maguire, you're at fault for the first goal. And then, I mean, yeah, Xerxes not playing. I don't understand why we're not. We needed a striker. We don't have a striker right now.
Not fit.
Well, if he's not fit, then why don't you just play him the first 60 minutes and then at least
literally.
You know what I'm saying? Like I just like, is he just not that fit? He can only give you 30 minutes, 20 minutes. Like, that's ridiculous. He's obviously fit enough to give you 45 minutes because that's when he came on for Mason Mount, which is injured again. So hopefully, everything is good with him and he can come back. But I question the manager on a few things. The biggest one being, why are you taking Bruno out in a game like that? We're away from home. That's our captain. That's our leader. Yes, he's had a long summer, but he's shown that he can go the distance. So I don't understand why he's coming off. I feel like when he came off, we just looked very unsettled as a team. And you have to look at the manager for that, because I give the manager credit for when he does well and he makes good decisions. I think that he did well enough to put us in a position to win that game. But obviously things went unlucky for us. But you can't take your captain off, not in a game like that, an environment like that away from home. So that's on Ten Hag. This week is on Ten Hag for sure.
I think, bro, it's the finishing. Finishing was, I mean, unlucky too. The Xerxes thing was unlucky, but finishing's got to be better, fam.
100%.
Yeah, what were your thoughts on that last minute goal? What did you see?
I saw miscommunication. I saw a lot of assumption because I'm looking at the 4 closest people to that goal, and they're all looking at each other. So that tells me that clearly there's a miscommunication issue going on. This is just objectively just looking at it, not nothing crazy. So, but yeah, I just think that again, like I don't even know why McTominay's coming on. Like I guess the word is today that he's about to get a move to Napoli, but I mean, just like I don't know, man. It's not even on him, but it's just like look at the people that were around there: Delit, Xerxes, McTominay, Delo does never defends on the back post, but even before on the cross, I don't know if you guys remember, but before the cross happened, great cross from Andingra, by the way, for the assist. But like, look at the 50-50 tackle that Anthony had on top of the 18 to win the ball back. If we win that ball back and we go, then we're walking out of Brighton with that. I don't know what happens after that, but like, we're not conceding that goal after that. So I think that second goal was just miscommunication. We have a very tough time defending the back post. We've had that issue for the past 3 years, ever since Ten Hag has been here, and even prior to that. So I don't understand why we're conceding that same goal, but again, miscommunication and poor decisions from the manager. We got to fix that. We can't keep conceding that goal too. Like that's like that's a thing. Like fundamentally as a coach, if you're seeing something that's keeps repetitively happen, you gotta fix it. So if we keep conceding those same goals, that's gonna be a problem. But the manager needs to be careful, man, because the last thing I will say is he needs to be careful because I don't know, man. This whole situation with Rude, I'm very happy Rude is here.
I keep saying it.
I know how my club moves, though.
I keep saying it.
I know how they move. The camera, they keep panning to him.
I know. I've been saying it.
You didn't know our assistant coach last year.
Yeah.
Couldn't tell you.
I don't even know. Do you know who yours is? You probably know because you guys follow.
Oh yeah, AirPod.
Yeah. But like, yeah, man. I don't know. I feel like there could be something there, but
overall, were you happy with the performance?
Yeah, 100%. I just think that the finishing was poor, and obviously, like that Rashford goal, he was just unlucky to be offsides there. He was close, but I think for me, like when I look at it, it's like I think we are able to compete with a team like that. Brighton's a good team, so I feel like I walk away from that knowing that like, okay, we can go head to head with them 100%. At Old Trafford, I think that's 3 points.
But I mean, so for me, it's like if you're looking to be top 4, these have to be games that you win down the line. You know 100%. What I'm saying? Like, unfortunately, you do lose, in the 95th minute, whatever it is. But you have top 4 aspirations. You're looking at this team like we can compete. We're in European championships, this, that, and the third. So, if this is something that you kind of have to nip into the bud early, I feel like match week 2. Okay, obviously we can't defend the back post. There is that picture online of 5-6 guys all looking in the same direction, just like you said, 4 guys looking right at each other. So this is going to be a tough loss, but you equalize with half an hour left to go. Obviously the offsides goal, you guys, just like Gabriel said, just have to get better at finishing, because this game could have been put to bed a little bit earlier, and you guys could have kind of coasted this out. And I feel like if you want to be a top 4 team or you have those aspirations, this is going to be on Ten Hag to kind of nip in the bud early for me.
100%. 100%. Shout out to Ahmad too. He's had a tough week, so for him to get that goal, and to be very honest with you, I think he's been our best player in preseason and so far. He right now in attack, he offers us something different that no one else does. So
that last goal is bad though, man.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
I just looked at it again and I was just like, man, like that's bad. Like everyone shifted so far right. Like there's two
It's
guys.
everyone's just ball watching.
Yeah,
It's just
it's like
it's a classic case of ball watching.
yeah, you can't afford to just go to sleep like that for that long.
But to your point, thank you, Gabriel. But to your point, where in those moments, in the dying moments, where's your captain?
Yeah,
where's the
facts,
calming?
Right. He's off.
You know what I'm saying? Why you take off our captain? That's the thing. Like with this manager, like I want him to do so well, but bro, some of his decisions, I'm just like, how do you take off the captain, bro? Like, let him run for 7 more minutes, bro. Like, we need this point. Like, because forget the 3 points, we need this point. You know, and yeah, man, it's a missed opportunity, and we have a tough game next week. So, you know.
Early.
We'll get to that when we get to that.
Next week is a crazy week, honestly, in the league.
Yeah.
It's favorable.
But yeah, you know, tough week, but you know there'll be a chance to bounce back. Hopefully, maybe next week. We'll talk about that later. Want to hop over to Manchester City, on the other side of the city. Solo, welcome back, man. It's good to see you again. First time on the season, bro.
I'm good. I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, hope you had a good summer. I know you probably were celebrating that another city dominant year, and you kind of started this year off in the same fashion. You know, another kind of statement when you guys didn't look super strong to begin the match, and then kind of just in City fashion, just score, and then from there the dominance is on. But you know, how do you feel coming from, you know, the title defense standpoint, and as far as the season's gone so far? I know it's mad early, but how does your team look to you?
Yeah, I mean, the game was great. But honestly, it's Ipswich, and no disrespect. It's Ipswich's town. Like, I'm not at being Manchester City. Like, I'm just saying, like, being Manchester City, we shouldn't, like, that's an expected game for us to win. You know what the spread was for if City?
It was like -4.
It was 1,000. It was like 13. It was minus like negative 1,300. I'm like, it was no. If we had lost that game, it probably would have been one of the biggest upsets in the past like few years, you know. So I never take too much from the wins from like games for teams that we should definitely be beating. But what has been like, what was great about it though was just seeing Gundogan's return. I have just been like, that has been my absolute favorite transfer. Like going into the season, I was like, oh, it's cool. Like the summer was okay. It wasn't like anything, but that transfer made it for me. I was like, yeah, he should have never left. I said it last year, the year before, like we've been missing this type of player. Savinho's a dog. Like he has nice. Riyad Mahrez like type of style with a little bit of like Diaz too. He just needs to get that, like, you know, get a little bit there. He's so good, and I'm happy with that. It looks like City's going back to the 17-18 you know, Sane, Sterling, wingers just flying up. Yeah, and I think it's because Pep was probably responding to, like, you know, the criticism that a lot of cities like play is very kind of systematic. It could be boring. It could be like, some people say it's boring. I don't feel that way, but I think bringing back the wingers that are not afraid to go one-on-one with people. And I just want to say, like, this is an aside, I feel like I hear a lot of people always complain and say like, oh, why aren't wingers dribbling like the way they used to? It's like, well, it's because everybody's going to attack them immediately. Like, and we see it every time. I've never, since Doku and what's it called, Savinho has joined City, I haven't seen our team get this many like tackles and like just because they're trying to do some like tricks, you know. And I'm like, let them cook. It's fine. And
but they need to stop them though, bro. Because if they get past them, they know who is beyond the other center back. The other
I know it's not. I'm not knocking the attempt to defend. It's just that it's more the argument that people make that say like, oh, wingers and stuff, they're not ballers, they're not fun to watch, or they just like do this. I'm like, dog, it's because they're going up against defenders that will tackle them, that knows how to move around them. Like, I don't think Ronaldinho in this era, or in any of the Flair players from back then, this era, bro, they're getting ACLs tore up left and right. Like, it's not, they're not making it past like 5 years.
Ronaldinho would be the best player in the world.
Oh no, Ronaldinho is one of the best players of all time. I'm saying that when you see how his defenders went up on him, it's compared to now where they're like, nah, don't dance around me, bro. I'll chop you down immediately. Like that's just what's gonna happen. And so I feel like it's just been cool watching having players that are like this tricky, this flair, like forward. But it sucks because like I'm seeing them get like cut down, and I'm like, dog, I don't want to go deal with injuries. We already have one with Oscar Bob, which I was really sad for. Like going into the season, that was the guy I was really looking forward to seeing. So, but yeah, it's a good game. I was really, I think what I'm waiting for is when we play like a more competitive team. I think, and just really really for them to push us, whether it's Chelsea again, Liverpool, or one of them, and just like see how we can keep that up. And Champions League, that's where my eyes are so like heavy right now. So I think we have a good season ahead of us. Gundo coming makes a big difference. I think that I hope actually that that Pep renews by the end of it, just for 1 year, just because I'm like, make it even 10, and then we call it a day. Like, but just renew 1 more year, and then we're good. But yeah, it was a really good game, and I think one thing that's been great about the past 2 games, no Rodri. I love Rodri, but we're winning without Rodri, and that's something we struggled with a lot last year. We were not, and if Rodri wasn't playing, we lost every game. And so the fact that we're winning without him makes me feel more confident. So yeah.
All right.
I mean,
go ahead.
No, I just said I kind of want to attribute that to Kevin wasn't there. You know, when you don't have Kevin De Bruyne and or Rodri, it's different. You need at least one of those guys. You know what I mean? So for a good portion, you didn't have Kevin, and I think you like he hasn't been having like the greatest year as far as stats. But if you look at what he's doing on the pitch, he's demanding the pitch again. And for Gundo to come back, know how to just move into Pep's system seamlessly. When Rodri comes back, he's going to just slip in where he naturally plays. So. I mean, that's why I asked, how do you feel? Because I'm looking at your team, and you guys are essentially the same squad as last year, plus Gundo, who I can't even say is a new guy. So you guys look like the strongest team to me again. And so, you're going to get scored on. And I think some of these things will tighten up as the year goes on. But y'all look scary, and just like you said, you guys are back to having people who can control the middle, Kovacic, Kevin, when Rodri comes back. And then you also have these pacey wingers that aren't afraid to take you on the outside, and, Doku and Savinho, so it's a very crazy dynamic when you have strong center mids and then your attacking players are also very, very, creative as well. So y'all look crazy, man. It's early, but y'all just need to hope everyone stays healthy because Champions League's right there again.
Yeah, we focus there. I think that's where we'll focus, honestly, this year. Because, there's something in the air, though, when I've seen some of the other teams play. Like watching, I mean, we'll get to it, but the Arsenal-Aston Villa game, I was like, it's like watching the 2 best teams in the league play right now. Because it was just, like the level of play reminded me of like when we would go up against, when City would play against, like, it was like 1 year where Crystal Palace was just amazing against us. But like, it's like, it was just crazy. I was like, okay, this isn't last year wasn't easy. The year before that wasn't easy. But this year, I feel like there's this like the other teams are just like, nah, like we really don't want y'all to win. So I'm like, I don't know. We're gonna see. But the Champions League, we can't lose that. That's
okay.
You think you're gonna win Champions League, bro?
Oh yeah.
Crazy.
Oh yeah.
As a City fan, when you hear your manager say that he doesn't have the motivation to win the Premier League, how does that make you feel? Like, what are you thinking?
I think it's Pep mind game.
Do you think? Yeah.
Do
you think he's playing mind games, or his focus is somewhere else?
The thing is, he plays mind games, but also it does reveal a bit about how he feels. And I mean, like, who's to blame him? Like, how do you, like any of them really? Where it's like, when you're talking about your 4th in a row, going on your 5th, it's just one of those things where it's just like you don't think like once you get back into the league, you're right. The season starts and everything. You're just like, yo, all right, cool. Like, let's see what type of goals can happen this year. Like, it's just even for me going into the season, every year since our 3rd in a row. So last year and now this year, I guess. I'm just like, yeah, the Prem is cool, bro. I hope we win it, but like, it's I need that Champions League. That's Real Madrid is the target right now. That's the target. So
Solo, you don't realize this is your era, bro.
Your
era will come to an end. It may not be in the next, maybe the next 5 years, but 10 years from now, just wait. You'll be looking back talking about, I don't even, if we win, I don't have the motivation to win the Premier League.
Tired.
I do have one question for you.
Yeah.
Still, how you feel about these charges, man?
Oh yeah,
because I'm not sure. I'm trying to be funny, but not at the same time.
That's
though.
a fair
Not at the
question.
same time
Yeah,
though, because at the same time, this case is starting soon.
September.
Yeah, it's starting next month. You know what I mean? So, kind of tell me, just how you're feeling about the charges and going into the case actually starting now, because everything's going to get reviewed within the coming months. So kind of walk me through that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like this situation since the Champions League, when UEFA did the same thing, it's been like what 3 years now, where like we've been kind of in the hot water for our finances and stuff. 3-4 years, and so I've just gotten to the point now where I'm just like, please let it just be over. Like, I don't care what the result is. I just want to be able to support my club and not have to like have an asterisk over like my supporting of that club,
That may be the case.
I know. And the thing is, like, for me, how I'm looking at it is that y'all gonna hate me for this.
Here we go.
At this point, especially if we win this fifth one, if this is the relegation, sounds nice. We go to the championship, vibe out a bit, come back the year after, like we don't gotta be in that, like it don't gotta be that bad. It's not that end of the world. The club will still exist. It's not gonna get liquidated. So I'm just like, I'm just hoping that it's not gonna get liquidated. Like there's no way. There's too much money. Like even England is like, nah, we don't want to lose all that money. Like I know how they are. And so I'm just like, whatever happens, we're gonna find out. I do think though that I don't think whatever comes out of it that people will be still satisfied with it, in terms of like if whether or not if we get hit with the hardest charges, obviously City fans are going to be upset. If we get hit with like just a fines or whatever, people are still going to feel how they feel. So now it's just accepting that, like, just like Real Madrid got the dictator like allegations over their head from the there's 15 Champions Leagues and like 7 of them were basically given to them. It's just like, come on, all right, everybody got something. And 115 might be ours. Like this might be ours, bro. Like, I mean, Chelsea got a whole gang of like I know that's going to topple us up. The thing is with Chelsea,
how are we getting dragged into this?
Y'all are going down with us. Like we're it's all the
now it's we.
Now it's we.
We've already been through the mud, man. We've already been through the mud.
What Salons call it? Creative financing. That's what
you feel me? You feel me?
No, I'm serious though. When that happens though, I swear the first time I'm gonna just put out tweets to the FA and be like, what about Chelsea? Like what about them?
Start
Take
the
them with
agenda
us
from there.
Omar. Shout out Omar. Creative financing.
Creative financing.
Yeah, man. All right.
But yeah, good game. Shout out Gundo. He's back. My player of the match. I really loved watching Savinho play at this time, even though he didn't score. And I mean, obviously, it's Haaland's the player of the match, but just watching him play was really cool. Maybe really missing Mahrez. I was like, dog, I need that. I need that, the touchback, the text, But yeah, good weekend.
Yeah, I would agree. City just keeps marching on, or whatever they say. So we need to have a coalition of everyone else in the league. Just like you said, we are against you, because at this point we're tired of the dominance. But y'all look, you guys look strong once again. So kudos to you guys,
bro. We got Pepe's Thanos. Everybody come for it.
At the end of the day, you still got Pep's little bro who's over, who's over on a different side of the country, over in London, and Arsenal's doing their thing. Another.
Wait, real quick, are you talking about Maresca or are you talking about?
All right, relax.
I'm just saying.
I knew
I'm confused. I was like, which one are you
Relax.
talking about? And they both in London.
That's crazy.
Anyway,
Talking about the OG
all of our managers have worked under Pep.
You're welcome.
That's crazy.
Well, actually, not to you, Salam. That's what I'm saying.
That's
Like,
true.
not you're welcome to you, but I feel bad for what Ten Hag is doing right now.
But regardless, Arsenal took a trip over to Villa Park, and what was one of the matches of the weekend. I think everybody was up for it. Another top 4 matchup from last year, and Arsenal looks good. I can't lie. They have Saka again, just being the clear leader of that team. Whether or not he has the captain's armband, he leads by example, and I feel like in the past I hadn't seen Saka like from the jump demand respect like this. I think this is like a different elevation in his game. We always knew he could get going, but as far as putting himself on the stat board, in Matchweek 1, Matchweek 2, like in the goals and the assists and the way he's doing them, I think he's coming into his own where it's he's getting to the point where I think he's kind of done with City too, and he looks very, very strong coming into this year. Arsenal look good, but just want to pass it over to Gabriel. How do you feel about your first 2 matches thus far, and what does this win against Villa have to say about where your club is going? Do you think?
I feel good. Partey scored. Party, come on, yeah. We haven't heard it in a minute.
I haven't heard that, and it's been right? 4 years.
Oh yeah. 4 years is crazy.
But yeah, no, I feel good. I definitely feel like this is a statement win. Yeah, I feel good about it. I think we made the exact adjustments that we needed to make during this match. I was talking with Yasser, like pretty much the entire. I took him back to his aunt's house, and we're talking the entire time pretty much about Arsenal in the match this weekend. And he kept saying, Zinni will start, Zinni will start, Zinni will start. And I was like, absolutely not, bro. If Zinni starts, where the goal is coming from. Like, get him out the game early. I really hope Arteta makes this change. And whether it's Calafiori, whether it's Timber, one of these guys should start, because what do we get these guys for then if we're not going to put them in these positions where they clearly need to start? So when I saw that Timber was starting, I was extremely happy, extremely happy. I love the Partey, Odegaard, and Declan Rice. That 3, I do like it. It's always worked for the most part. So it was a good match, and overall I think it was match of the week. I think it's probably the best match in the Prem, just by 2 teams, going at it. The first half was tight. It was a good match of football, though. They had chances, we had chances, and honestly, when you're playing against a team like us, when you play against a team like City, you have to finish your chances, and Ollie Watkins just missing 2 clear-cut chances. Like, you can't do that against us.
Big.
Like, we're one of those teams that you can't do that against. Like, that will come back to bite you. Like, you might as well get 1 early. You're at home too. Then you get the crowd into it. But if you let us get into the match, then okay, we'll punish you. And yeah, good performances by all my guys. We definitely have to. I said if it's not going to happen this game, it's going to happen next game. Trossard is definitely starting next match. We've seen 2 stinkers from Martinelli early. Preseason really didn't see much. I think it might be time. I mean, Trossard came on, his first touch was a goal. Like he came on, his first touch was a goal. So, and then definitely had a impact on the second goal as well. So, like I said, I think that Zinchenko and Martinelli can't start together. We tried this, Timber at left back, and Timber inverted, but he also overlapped a lot and gave Martinelli a lot of help as well. What I've been asking for, like, Martinelli needs help on that wing, because usually Zinni's just inverted and he doesn't have that support. He got that this match, or at least a lot more of it than he's gotten every other match. In 60 plus minutes, bro, I didn't see anything. and this guy comes on instant goal. And Trossard, you know, again, big goals and big moments. This is a big match for us away, playing a top 4 team. You know what I mean? And get another clean sheet. David Raya, amazing save on the Ali Watkins header as well. So another clean sheet away from home as well too, which we've last season we were really good at that as well. So yeah, I'm just happy with the performance, man. Everyone did their jobs, and yeah, I couldn't really ask for much more.
Can I ask? I want to ask you real quick. Who's the player that you're like really hoping steps up more this year? Because I feel like most of your team was doing great most of the year last year too. So, is there any player that you're just like, all right, I need you, or I need you to. I'll keep my eye on you, essentially.
I mean, honestly, I feel like everyone's where they really need to be.
Yeah.
If I'm being completely honest, like Odegaard he's doing exactly what I need him to do. Declan Rice, we just got, you know, he's still integrating himself into the squad. You know, I'm not worried about Declan Rice. It might surprise you, but
what do you mean he's integrating into the squad?
It takes longer than a year to integrate?
No, but I mean, it's just his second year. You know, it's the second match in, so like I'm not reading in too much to it, and I'm not really worried about Declan Rice. Like, I feel like he's fine. The player I really feel I want to see more from this year, bro, is Partey. I simply want to see you more.
I hear you.
I simply want to see you on the pitch, healthy playing, bro, because I know what this midfield 3 can be. I know we got, you know, Moreno's about to get announced soon. So that'll happen, you know, sometime last week. It happened.
Yeah, I heard y'all were winning the league with that one.
Yeah, shout out Yasser.
Yeah, Yasser said it.
I don't know about that. Doesn't speak for me.
I randomly opened my chat in at work. Yeah, that's the only thing I saw, and I just snapshot it.
Yeah,
league. I was like, oh,
that's not. We win. I think we win the league if we have a healthy Partey, bro. I swear. I truly think, like, I don't. This guy adds so much. He adds so much to our midfield. He's such a completely different element to our midfield, and you know, when we let Declan Rice not be the one to ping pass forward and it's Partey pinging pass forward, this is what we get. You know, it's proper performances. You know, they say Declan Rice isn't the most at for progressive passes. We didn't really bring him for that. Honestly, we really brought him to be our 6. Partey can play those progressive passes and still, you know, kind of operate in that 6-8-ish role. So, yeah, man. I just want to see Partey more to answer your question. That's truly who I want to. Who I like, bro. This is probably your last year at Arsenal. Please, bro. Bro. We've been asking since you came here. You haven't been healthy for a season since you came here. Yeah. Like, please, just one season. This is our year. If we don't get it done this year, it's gonna be damaging.
This is the last year of his contract.
I believe so. Maybe 1 or 2. But we've been looking. You know, these transfer movers have been getting stronger and stronger each and every year. You know what I mean? So.
How long has he been with Arsenal?
6.
Oh wow! Damn, you're right.
5 years, 6 years.
I think he's been there that long.
Yeah. So, you know, and he hasn't been healthy for a full season the entire time.
6 month seasons, you know.
Yeah. So it's like, bro, I want to see more of you. With you when you're on the pitch, we're a much better team. Just hands down, we're a much better team. So yeah, I want to see more Partey, man.
Yeah, for me, I think what stood out about Arsenal this past weekend was the way you guys are able to find chances and actually find goals. Because let's be honest, I mean, I feel like for the most part, Aston Villa was, you know, on the front foot, you know, with their chances and some of Ali Watkins, you know, misses. If you would have put that away, it's a different game. But I mean, you getting a goal from Trossard and a goal from Partey. It's a big deal because if Saka is not scoring and let's say Kai is not scoring and you know Martinelli's not doing anything, you got the ability to find goals elsewhere. If Partey can stay healthy and at least just give you one of these every 3, 4, 5 games. 1 goal every 5 games, whatever it may be. If he could just give you something.
Every 8.
If you guys can find goals in places where, you know, maybe normally you wouldn't get it from, I think it will help you guys a lot too.
Yeah, no, I think we will. I think just naturally we will. But it's funny because I was kind of thinking about this the other day. Having as good as we've been on set pieces last year, it was almost like having a striker. And some, you
Yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean? Like
yeah,
we
yeah.
we got we got what I think like maybe 18 set piece goals last year, 16 maybe something like that. That's an insane amount of set piece goals. You know what I mean? So I think we'll get a lot of goals on set piece like last year. That's just one of our things now. And then also we will get these goals. And even Odegaard should have scored yesterday. He had a sitter on top of the literally
Oh
on the
yeah,
penalty
he
spot and
blew
completely
that one.
skied it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it should have been 3-0 for real. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But yeah, no, I think these goals, everyone will contribute. Everyone will contribute. Uh, everyone has contributed over the years. We still have our standouts. Like Saka will always get his, but Kai will get his.
Mhm.
Trossard will get his. Like he scores for us in big and when we really truly need it. So and Declan Rice will add a couple, and Gabriel will off of headers. You know what I mean? So the goals will come. I'm not too worried about that.
You think that Trossard switch is going to come sooner than later?
I think it comes
Trossard
next
and
match.
Martinelli.
The next match.
Okay.
You can't. We have to have that mentality now. It's we want to be the best when you're not performing. You haven't really been performing these last couple matches, bro. We need to make it a change. You have to earn the right to start again. There's a guy who is making instant impact. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Were you happy with Timber's full performance?
100% loved it.
Okay.
Amazing. He looks sharp, man. He looks sharp. He looks ready to go.
Yeah.
He looks like a proper player. And then Calafiori, we only got a nice. You said what? Oh, so Aura. I don't know about all that, but I do know that he looks good. I'm not gonna lie, he looks very, very good. From the 15 minutes I saw, I can see him coming into this team and making a difference because defensively he looks extremely sound. They tried him on that left side a couple times and
he's good.
Interceptions, dribbling, he looked good. So
you guys are in a very great place.
Yeah, I'm not mad about where we are. I'm not mad about where we are. Our keeper's doing his thing. Everyone's doing their thing. You know what I mean? So I'm happy.
All right.
Yeah, I just to close out, I think the biggest thing, Mike, you mean what you said about their team getting goals elsewhere. That's just called being clinical, man. They're at a place in their their career, their era where all these guys are clinical. Just like Gabriel said, Trossard comes on, his first touch is buried in the corner. You look at Partey's shot, it's buried in the corner. These guys are going into training, they're going into practice, and they've assembled, Mikel Arteta and the team over at Arsenal have assembled a solid squad, and from top to bottom it shows, just like Gabriel said, defending wise, there was a point where Jalen Ramsey and John Duran came on. Duran gets the ball, or I believe, and Saliba, makes like a 30 yard, 40 yard.
Oh yeah, I seen that.
To save a goal in like the 80th minute, and it's like that. That's what shows that this team values the clean sheet as much as they value goals. This is away at Villa Park. This isn't at home. This is something that isn't really necessarily going to show up on the stat sheet, but if you watch the game, it's like that could have changed. If it's 2-1 with 10 minutes left, who knows what happens? Villa with all the momentum. So it's those points and that teams should actually strive for, and that's why I think they have, for now, they look very, very strong, and if they can continue that, if they can stay healthy, I think they have a very, very good chance at pushing City to the limits this year. So we'll see.
No, I have high hopes for this year. Like with the signings that we've made, I think we might make one more signing. I think we get one more player in this window. I think we either get like a winger, or I don't think we'll bring in a 9. We'll probably get a winger. But listen, with this team, bro, I have high hopes this year. Like I don't care where
winning trophies, high hopes.
Yes, I have winning trophy high hopes. Like
I just feel like you guys gotta win something.
We have to. Like that's what I'm saying. A trophy for like I don't want a Carabao, an FA Cup, not really either, but I need a trophy this year. And I'm not even talking the other 2 FA Cup and the Carabao would be nice, but I need a major trophy this year. I don't care if we can lose the Prem and win Champions League. I'm fine. You know, like we can win the Prem and win a Carabao. Good, you know, but one of those two major trophies has to come home. It just has to. This is the season. And we have, and now we have the reinforcements, because we don't need Partey to play every match if we don't want to. You know, we don't need Saka to play every. Well, we kind of do, but we don't need Martinelli to play every match if we don't want to. Like, we don't need Gabriel to if he doesn't need to. You know, we have the reinforcements. We have the team now. Everyone's healthy. Like, Timber feels like a new signing, honestly, because we didn't even get to see him last year. So he literally feels like a new signing. And it's like, all right, bet I have now this, like every match that we go into now, I'm like, all right, bet I know what our game plan should be going into this match. And I know who I'm probably going to see. Like this told it to me this week. Oh, we're not starting Zinchenko. Why would we? We saw what happened last year. They did the double on us. Like I said, we can't let any other team do that against us if we want to win the league. So
that's a good.
You know, we get there. We put Timber there. He obviously makes an impact. Leon Bailey didn't do much. It's a different result. You know what I mean? Now, when we go against these Evertons and these Ipswich, bro, throw Zinni on. We're gonna dominate possession 100%. But we're playing these cities, Liverpool's, Chelsea's. No. We're not even taking that chance. Let's start who really needs to be started. So, you know, I like it what I see, man.
You said Chelsea. You didn't say United. You said Chelsea.
They have wingers. They have good wingers, bro. What do you mean?
Yeah, you know.
They don't have wingers.
Segue into last but not least, Chelsea Football Club. Surprised me.
Club, man.
Surprised me. I'm not gonna lie. You know, it was one of those matches. You know, I won't. I'll let Mike talk about it, but it was one of those matches where I thought it was going to be another Chelsea classic where we don't get it done. And I don't know what Maresca said at halftime, but you know, just from the very beginning of the second half, just pure dominance. And I said this last week, and I'm going to continue to say this: we're going to leak goals. Like I said this week one, I said we're going to leak goals, so we're going to sometimes have to score 3-4 to just compete with teams. And I'm still worried about our defense because I believe that some of those goals could have been avoided. You know, I still look at how we're conceding, and these goals can be avoided, you know, and it comes down to communication. But for me, you know, Cole Palmer, again, showing that he's our best player. But hats off to Nani Madueke, you know, first professional career hat trick. And, you know, I've been saying this. I like the kid. There's a player there. There's a player in Nicholas Jackson. You know, everybody got to feed today, so it's easy to point out, you know, the positives. But we've been saying this, you know, and Jackson could have done a lot more. There were chances where his first and second touch were bad, bro, or he didn't make the right. And there were chances where I'm looking at them like, oh, okay, there's still places to improve, but we spent $1 billion. You know, there should be some return on interest. Return on investment. So for me, is like, yes, I'm glad that, you know, Joao Felix is scoring, but bro, this is what we should. This is what should be happening if we're buying players of quality. So it's very, very, very good for me to see this. I don't think we're going to score 6 every game. I still think that we need to tighten up defensively. And because that's my number one concern. You know, the one of the announcers was like, you're starting to see Chelsea with, you know, like a style of play. And I was like, yeah, a little. I mean, I think we're hyping it a little, we gassing it a little bit, but you're starting to see that we do have strong attacking players. And Nkunku didn't have the best game, you know, he didn't, but we were able to bring on a Joao Felix. We're able to bring on players of quality. Mudryk didn't have the best game, but these are players that, you know, may not be starting in our, you know, they may not be starting in our final 11, you know, because I think what Maresca is going to do is he's gonna take a shot at he's definitely taking a shot at top 4. What today showed me is that he believes we're a top 4 team. 1,000%. That's what today showed me.
Do you believe you're a top 4 team?
I don't. I really don't, because the inconsistencies in the back, for me, is what's going to make us possibly not top 14. Do I think we can hang with Chelsea or with the Liverpools and the Uniteds and the Villas and yeah, But when it comes to Arsenal and City, you could see that they're strong defensively and offensively. When you when you look at certain teams around the league, I think we can hang with them. But for me to continually see consistent work in the back, like I'm not going to be able to say we're a top 14. I think Mike thinks we're there. For me, I don't know if we are, just because of how inconsistent we are in the back. And we're gonna, when it comes down to playing these Tottenhams, we're gonna play, a tricky Brentford. You're gonna see these teams where it's not going to be a Wolves. It's going to be somebody with a little bit more quality. And for me, right now, I don't think we're strong enough in the back. But can we score 6 on anybody? Half the league, sure. I'm sure we could score 6 on half of the league if we really, really wanted to look at it. But at the end of the day, we're gonna lead goals, and I'm not confident in that aspect of our team to say we're a top 14. But I think we're close. I think we're real close. I don't know. Mike, how do you feel?
Yeah, I mean, you made a good point. We're probably not there right now, but I feel like we have the talent, and as the season progresses, we're actually going to be a top 14. Today's performance, I told you last week when we played City, I saw a lot of positives walking away from that game, because you know how we felt throughout the summer. Like, yo, what's happening? What are we going to look like? Who's our 11? And then we came out last week. Not everybody was happy, but if you really peep game, like if you really look past, all the glitz and glamour, there were things that we did well. And then you saw it at the beginning of today's game. But like you said, that back line right now is just, I don't trust it.
Who's your preferred back line right now?
To be honest, I don't think we have the guys. I really don't think we have the guys. We don't have the center backs that I can be like, okay, I can pick this too. But for me, I'm okay with Fofana. I'm okay with Colwell. I'm okay with the back line he's going with. Yeah. I think as time goes on, maybe they'll figure each other out, and that would help. But as individuals, Fofana, if you watch him on today's 2 of those goals, his positioning is complete. I mean, talk about falling asleep. You're supposed to be the last guy. And if you look at the goal, he's like way in front of the guy. And it's just, I don't know. Cunha just has an open play to just smack it in. So, I mean, I feel like he gives me the vibes of, when Rudiger came, seems to be always in the wrong positions. But as time went on, he started to figure out, where to be and how to read the offense. But to be honest, I think great game. Nothing to, really go crazy about. I like the fact that we didn't stop. We kept going. It's nice to see the 2 new guys get their goals and assisting. I'm excited to see Palace at home next weekend. I mean, we just got to keep this going. We have a favorable schedule, like Cornelius said last week, for the next month. I mean, these should be W's. There shouldn't be any, draws is not even acceptable. This should be wins. If we want to become that team, I think this next month should build some kind of momentum for us going into the season. But Chelsea's performance today, 10 out of 10 for me. I mean, it's not a 10 out of 10. I'll give it like an 8 out of 10, but you got to give it to them. We miss seeing Chelsea like this. So they can have tonight. But I want to see how they're going to come out Thursday. Because even though we won this past Thursday, it was one of those slow grind games. Slow grind. I'm like, guys, we shouldn't be playing like this with this team. And the way they played in the second half against the Wolves, I hope they keep that up and then we see it on Thursday night. But other than that, I mean, I don't have much to say. Just bring me Osimhen. That's the last one.
That would be a big difference. I feel like with Chelsea, the one thing that's like part that just it's like a scary thing about them is that they're the youngest club in the league right now. Like 22 years old is the average age. That's crazy young. And so to think about like Fofana and all of them, and just like, okay, they're all got years left to really develop and everything. I mean, they also have that years left on their contract. So they got time to develop and figure that out. So, but I think like for me, losses are always relative to the competition, and a 2-0 loss to City, following it by a 6-2 like thrashing of Wolves is not it's like that's not the worst thing that could happen when you're talking about the defense being bad. It could have been 4, 5, 6 at City then if the defense was that bad, And I'd say this too for like in the reverse, like with United and Brighton, where I'm like, it's Brighton. They're not bad. They're a good team, and should United win? Yeah, but even look at the odds. It's like it's not that. It lets you say it. It says a lot, but I think how young that team is though. I keep like looking through. I'll see some of their ages. I'm like, that's a 20-year-old. Like, don't even know how to hook up like an RBG to the TV or nothing. Like, doesn't know to switch to channel 2. Like stuff that's it just blows my mind. I'm like, that's a young team.
So I got a question for Cornelius and Mike. It's the question that Solo asked Gabriel. So who this season are you looking at? I mean, you've had 2 games, you've watched all preseason.
So many players.
Yeah. Who are you looking at as like, okay, like this is one of the guys that we can get behind and kind of go forward with?
Their whole 11.
You guys.
I think stop.
No, I mean, because there's a few guys.
You have so many new guys.
Yeah, I mean,
for me,
46 today. Yeah, so obviously today is like everything is good, but
for me it's Jackson.
There. Okay.
For me it's Jackson, and let me tell you why. He has all the attributes to be a striker that can actually score goals and make a difference as a striker for us at Chelsea. The antics, I actually love it. I like the fact that we're not letting people just walk all over us. If you look at us 2 years ago and last year, Cornelius used to say it all the time, no identity, heads down. Guys just seem to be like, we used to get pushed around the last 2 years. But with all of that, all the antics, right? You got to score. You have to have that sense of when to pass, when to move. He does that. But like, look at today. Beautiful run, right? Beautiful run. Give the pass 2 seconds earlier, we're in. But what does he do? He just falls over. He's the guy I'm looking at. Like, if you can fix these things. You can fix these things. Dangerous player. I think he can be a really, really dangerous player.
Yeah.
Right. But if you can't be doing these things and just so many empty possessions. Just empty. You make a beautiful run, you give a beautiful pass, get it back, and then you do something stupid. Like that he has to fix. And I think if he fixes that, dangerous player.
Yeah, I won't lie. Nico Jackson I don't think he's a real player. I don't think he's a real person. Like, I'd be like, there's no way. Some of these decisions, I'm like, there's no way. Like, you thought there was that game against City, I think, last year.
Yeah, game one. No, even the first game. Bro, they gave him a nice pass, and then he just backs heels it.
There was a time he like.
I get where your mind is. He should be moving, but bro, look at the gap. He's not gonna get there. Like,
he plays like everybody else is on lagging in the game. Where I'm just like, he plays. I'm like, yo, like speed up the internet connection here. Like,
Cornelius, who's your guy?
I mean, for me, it's got to be Reece James, man. For me, he just needs to be. He just needs to be there, available and on the pitch.
How I feel about Partey.
Yeah, just to kind of piggyback what Gabriel's saying, man. This is somebody who last year we gave our captain armband, and within the first match he's getting a red card. Then he comes back and he's getting injured, and then we don't see him for the rest of the year. And so it's tough when we have to give the captain's armband now to someone who's only been on the squad for 2 years, in Enzo, who's coming off a decent summer, but then he ended it with the quote unquote allegedly racist chant. And so now we're here with all this commotion in the locker room around one guy. He becomes a captain. He's played decently well in these last 2 games, but that's not our real captain, man. There's no one there that's been at Chelsea long enough that deserves the armband other than Reece James, but he can't find himself to be on the pitch. And obviously I know he's not the player he once was when we won the Champions League. That player, he has to work to get back to that guy. But I think just having him there as one of the just quote unquote elder statesmen, because it's just him and Chalobah left for real. Conor Gallagher's gone. There's not many real academy guys that we have playing on the first team. So for me, Colwell, yeah, you're right. But for me, Colwell has a lot to prove as well. And so for me,
I agree.
I just need Reece James to be the guy that's there. Whether or not he's starting, we just need him to be in the locker room, on the training pitch, interacting with these guys, like telling him, like, yeah, bro, I have this Champions League tattoo because I won a Champions League here. Like, don't forget, like, I was here and I have pedigree here. So I think once we have that, we'll see a little bit more calm in the back, just a little bit more calm in the back. And I think that'll help. But until he's there, I feel like, we're going to be one of those teams that has a lot of potential, but I want us to see it through for real.
No, that's a good one. I agree with you. To have a captain that's never on the field is crazy.
Yeah.
But we have 2 more games, so he has to sit out 2 more games.
I know you brought up Osimhen. I just got this tweet. I just wanted to get your thoughts on this real quick, and then we can move on. But there's an agreement between Napoli and Al-Hayy, the team that Roberto Firmino plays on.
Okay.
For Victor Osimhen.
Oh god. That's the thing. I'll be okay without Victor Osimhen too, but we need somebody to challenge Jackson so that
Mark Gee. You don't think that's him?
Who?
Mark Gee? Is that?
Oh yeah. No.
Yeah, that midweek rubbish was bad. Hey, but I will
domestic games.
I will say something about this. Maresca, I like him thus far as what I've seen as a manager. I told Mike this also. Yeah. And I think I said in the group, he has a little bit of that Jose in him. He has a little bit of that cutthroat attitude, but you could tell he will defend his players if he likes you. He said it about Liu in the midweek presser. He said, yeah, that guy missed the shot. You don't always make it, but I love his attitude. I love that he's always there. He's making the right runs. He's finding himself in the right spaces. The goals will come. And for a manager to, a new manager, especially to defend a player that, he could have said anything in that moment, but he decided to defend the player. I think that goes to show that this is a manager that's a little cutthroat. He is a little intense, but at the end of the day, he's here for the players. And I think he has the right attitude in what Chelsea needs, a coach that wants to win. And I like that.
Yeah. Who in the comments you made of what'd you say?
I would say so Reece is still a captain for Chelsea.
Yeah, like Reece and I forgot who's the other one.
It was Chilwell, but he's not a part of the team anymore.
He's, again, another one. So. But yeah, before we wrap up here, let's talk a little bit about Liverpool because, these past 2 weeks we haven't really said much about them, but they've started off very, very well. I think we initially were we had a little bit of cold feet about how they would start, how they would look coming out the year. Just because, new manager, no signings, very, very, quiet summer. Just everything was shrouded in mystery a little bit. But, man, Luis Diaz looking like the guy. Again, as long as he stays healthy, he's going to be a big threat. How do y'all feel about Liverpool? Were you guys able to watch the match? And do you think they can be a team that pushes, a three-legged race maybe?
Yeah.
They look good.
Yeah. My team that I play with on the weekends just for just pick up 4 or 5 of them are Liverpool fans, so because of that we just watch the game sometimes. I was asking them too. I was like, y'all don't have no nobody's coming in. It's like, nah, no one's coming in, but they've been apparently selling a lot of people. I mean, it's I've said it for a long time. Liver no pool. Like they really struggle with pulling players, but that's just them. But at the same time, like they have $70 million in the bank, and I know they're looking for next summer.
A lot of players.
And I know they're looking for some players next year. I think this year is more of like Slot figuring out what he wants this team to look like.
Yeah, what he has.
Yeah. And then next year it's gonna be like buying the pieces that he finds that he needs, I think. But yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting to see the team right now because like I don't think Darwin is gonna stay after this year because unless he picks up. But yeah, Liverpool is Liverpool's tricky. I see them getting a trophy. I see them getting a trophy, but not getting just top 4 in a trophy maybe this year for them. Probably like FA Cup or Carabao Cup or something. Because they got this like weird energy where I'm like, I could see y'all doing good in like a knockout competition. For sure.
I think with Liverpool it comes down to injuries. If they stay healthy, they will hang. They will hang with Arsenal and City. I think they're the closest team. Well, I would say they're the 3 teams: Arsenal, City, and Liverpool, that have consistency in their 11. Like we know who their 11 is. Like they just have those guys that have played together long enough that everybody knows what they're doing. So with that, I think that gives them a lot of advantage. But if they don't stay healthy, it'll come crumbling apart very fast.
I agree. Been saying it all season. If 2 of those guys in those midfield go down, it is bad. The same thing I say about Spurs too. And Spurs got reinforcements this year, but Spurs last season, 11 was great. What they saw off the first 12 matches, crazy. You know what I mean? What happened to James Maddison and Van der Ven? It was done. They couldn't recover from it. So I think Liverpool's in the same spot, man, because they can stay healthy. I think they'll be right there with everyone.
Did y'all for when you were talking earlier, Mike, about like the top 3 and it being comprised of Liverpool, Arsenal, City, I feel like Aston Villa is very consistent. It's been 2 years now, right? A year or 2 years since Unai came. And even though they lost to Arsenal,
they're good, bro.
They're good. Yo, that what is it called? Team. Who's the homie that Leon Bailey? That's a bad man. That is a like I saw a video of him in Jamaica in his hometown, like over the summer. He had like all these chains on. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, bro. He coming on that bitch ready to go. Like,
he be swagged out. He be swagged out.
Leon Bailey's a good player, man.
Telling you,
Villa's made some good moves.
He's world class.
Like, I feel like with Aston Villa, it's like they've been slowly in the background. They've continued what we thought Brighton Hope Albion would be by now. Because like Aston Villa is like consistent, number 3, number 4. They're just challenging everybody, and they got King Unai, and I'm just like, that's the guy, man.
No, Villa is definitely one of the teams to watch because if they actually start playing some of the guys that I think should be playing, Barkley really haven't played yet, and I don't know if they get him in there. I think they could look dangerous.
Who was the guy? Not Duran. Who was the midfielder that they had?
Rogers.
Yeah,
Rogers.
He's nice. He's nice. I think it's Morgan Rogers. Morgan Rogers.
Yeah.
He's like 18,
nice.
Like 19.
Listen, Declan Rice was getting cooked. Fam. He was getting cooked.
And I didn't realize that like he was that young, but like, man, I was like, who is this guy? He's just going through everybody. Yeah, and like obviously you could tell. I mean, like he would do a good job of, putting himself in the team in good positions. But they got a good thing going, man.
Yeah, no, I think Villa really made the signings that they needed to make this summer. Onana was another amazing addition. You know what I mean? They added Ross Barkley, another midfielder, and Villa's in Champions League. Don't forget they're in Champions League, so they have a lot of games this year.
That's crazy. Thanks for reminding me.
We will be seeing Aston Villa with the Champions League jersey. Like we will be seeing them on Wednesdays.
I just got my second team for the Champions League. I'm like, if they're going up against any team, I'm gonna be there like Bailey. I'm going off.
So they have to have a squad to rotate, and they do now. They definitely have a good core of players to rotate between. So they'll definitely be a dangerous squad, man. They gave us the run for our money the first half. They would have scored, it would have been a completely different match. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, they're another team. Like, do not sleep on them because I think they'll be. I don't know if they'll be in the race, but they'll be up there. They will definitely be up there. They wholeheartedly believe they're a top 4 team too.
Yeah, I think with Unai being there and with them with that top 4 finish, because I believe he's been there a year and a half. Like they have the confidence, and Unai's won Europa leagues. He's won in other leagugues outside of the Prem.
I think Emi Martinez too has a big impact on the team as well. Champions League winner, or not Champions League, sorry, World Cup winner. Copa America winner. So, and he's with his antics and stuff like that, like you said, Nicholas Jackson, the antics, like they have. Villa has this shell. Like Unai is a very stern and just tough guy. You know what I mean? Emi Martinez with all his antics, but he backs it up. No, he should have let in that Partey goal. I'm not gonna lie.
Weak wrist.
Yeah, he should have saved that. But for the most part, backs it up, and he's proven time and time again he is one of the best in the world. Honestly, let's be real. So, I think those Unai, Emi, and then the other guys in the team. McGinn's just a workhorse. This team, they have players, man. Duran off the bench, Ollie Watkins. They'll be up there for sure.
Absolutely. So before we get into our predictions and our shout outs, if any, we got to talk about our locks of the week.
Oh yeah. Locks of the week. We are currently 2 for 2. Mike's lock of the week, Fulham money line, did hit. Oh. So if you're following Mike right now, you on bets, you'll be 2-0. You know what I mean? You're doing great. Cornelius's his lock of the week, Leipzig -1.5, did not hit. Leipzig did win, but only by 1 goal. So if you're following Cornelius, you would be 0 for 2 on the season.
I got y'all this week.
It's next week.
Well, technically we're 1-2 because Salam's lock of the week was under 3 goals in the Brighton United match. Unfortunately, United lost 2-1, but it was a push. So if you did bet 3 goals, you just got your money back. I mean, honestly, you can kind of count that as a win if you really want to, because getting your money back is a win in the gambling world. But
thank God that goal was offside,
right?
Thank God.
But yeah, that one pushed, and then my lock of the week, Newcastle money line did not hit. Unfortunately, they tied against who they played today. Was it Bournemouth? Yeah, they tied against Bournemouth away, 1-1. So if you're following me, we are currently even. So yeah, Mike's in the lead right. Mike's in the lead right now. Cornelius is doing the worst, and Salam is, I guess, second because he got a tie. So he's technically he gets a clean sheet. Yeah, you haven't lost with Salam yet. You know what I mean? Stay tuned for more locks coming next week. We'll have some picks out for you next week.
All right, shout outs. Who you guys got?
We doing predictions for next week before?
Oh damn. Yeah, here I am.
Yeah. Somebody don't want to talk about.
Shout outs. I'll start. Man United plays Liverpool. Honestly, as history shows, I think form goes out the window whenever we play Liverpool. They looked really good today. And in spite of the loss again, I think that we look good. I think that, let me see, where's the game?
He about to say GRG.
It's at United.
It's too early. GRG has to be after game week 5.
It's at Old Trafford. I think we get 3 points. I think we get 3 points.
All 3. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I think we get 3 points at home. I think Xerxes will play. De Ligt should play 100%. And I think if those 2 players are in the game, I think we have a shot at, getting the 3 points because we look good. We play well. And hopefully, he's not, again, too stubborn about some of these decisions because I think we all know who the best left winger for United is right now. But for whatever reason, he can't play over the person who is playing right now. But, we need you got to put us in positions to do well. It starts with you. But I think we get the 3 points. I'm not going to call it DRG.
What will be the score?
I think we'll give up a goal. Obviously, we'll spot everybody a goal. So I say that we win 2-1. I think I'll get a goal from
86.
Garnacho. I'll get a goal from Bruno. Assist from Ahmad.
Okay.
Yeah. Tune in for my pick of the week.
I'm dead. Yeah, I'll go next. We see Brighton. I'm expecting 3 points. I expect nothing less. We do see Brighton at home as well. So, like I said, I think if we want to win the Premier League, we have to win pretty much almost every game at home. We can't lose at home. That's kind of my philosophy, and we have to be perfect. So this is a team that we should be beating. I have full faith that we will beat this team, and yeah, I don't know who's gonna score. I can see Saka scoring again though. He looks hungry, man. I don't know. He has something in his eye this year. He's on demon time. He's trying to. He wants the trophy. You know what I mean? He wants to lift something up major. So yeah.
Big pause.
Yeah, pause. I don't even know what I said.
Go ahead.
I don't even know what I said.
He wants to lift something major. No,
I don't know if that constitutes.
Anyway,
like Mike said, I got something for him to lift.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
Okay, let's go.
When you said it, I was like, I had no thought.
Yeah,
I was like, yeah, Mike, what you want? What game time you want?
But yeah, no. I think we'll see a Trossard. I think we'll see a Trossard start. Probably see a Saka goal. I think Kai Havertz will get a goal too.
Kai Havertz, KH.
Yeah, he's gonna get back on the GA sheet. Clean sheet. I fully expect a clean sheet as well. Fully expect a clean sheet. And I don't know. I think we might see Timber again. I think that whole left side is just gonna be a complete swap. I think we might see Timber, maybe Calafiori, just to if he's gonna be our actual starter from here on out. But yeah, no, I think we see Timber. Man. We need some time.
Oh yeah. We play who? Crystal Palace at home. 3-0. 3-1. 3-1.
I was actually gonna say I hope for the clean sheet and 3-0 as well. I'm really looking forward to clean sheets more than goals these days.
Yeah.
Solo, how about y'all?
We're playing West Ham United, I think. The last away.
Okay.
And in our last 5, it was like the last 4 games have been 3-1, 3-1, and 2-0 and 2-0. So I think we should be all right. I think it's gonna be like a 2-0 type of win. I would say if you were making a bet under 3.5 for City, I think is a lock for me for next one. And I think it's because if you could say they could score 4 or 5, whatever. But I think if you're trying to make the money, I think under 3.5 and you'll get it right on the money.
Hey, shit, I tried.
Heard it here first.
I tried 3.5 today with Chelsea. They scored 6. So.
That's fair. That was a surprise. Holland screwed me over this weekend because I had put a bet in that we would have under 4.5, and it was like that until the 89th minute, bruh. What the craziest thing was? I put in 5. I was supposed to get back 150. I'm like Holland
said, "Not tonight, Solo."
How many hat tricks do you need? I was like, get off the pitch.
Yeah. He could be. I don't know, bro. I hate to say it, but he may be the greatest
striker
of all time.
Yeah,
at this pace here.
I think. He is so efficient. If he goes like on this pace, he plays for. I mean, he's already stayed a lot longer than I thought he would stay for. So, but
it's his third year, right?
Yeah, this is year 3.
No, it's just yeah. Well, you know what's crazy? He's 100. He just hit 101 games.
Yeah,
and got 90. How many goals do you think? I got 95 goals.
He has 95 goals. Yeah, I saw
100 games.
I was like, yo, that's ridiculous.
Wow.
Like, what is that?
That's nuts.
So that means that way if he he would break everybody's record. Shearer, Rooney's.
He's already Shearer's another 2-3 years. He could. I think another 3 years he'll be at Shearer.
Bro, he could break it. He could break it and still be in his prime and like go somewhere else. I'm like, it's
and
like,
right.
And then go to Madrid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, at that point, yeah. But all right, y'all. Good episode. Definitely a lot to think about after week 2, but good week. Definitely happy that football's back in all leagues. Real Madrid is back. So yeah, today we saw a glimpse of what Mbappe looks like in a Real Madrid shirt.
It's not looking too good.
Your alternate
Hendrick too, though.
Hendrick.
So Hendrick too, though.
He scored.
We did.
Your ultimate team.
Yeah. What's funny about that team? I mean, look at the guys who scored today. Valverde, great free kick. Brahim Diaz, Hendrick. Wow. So
they also just have like a very deep team. Like their team is just full of ballers all over the pitch.
But you saw like on that first game, that Mallorca game, as exactly what everyone thought was going to happen was happening. They all were on the left side of the pitch.
Wow.
It was all the four forwards on the left side of the pitch. I'm like, dude, like I get y'all all left wingers, but I'm like it was, and I think it's I think it's gonna be a little bit of a rocky situation for them in terms of getting everything together because the midfielder's been scoring, and I think they just got too much pressure on them. They just got a lot of pressure. They didn't get over that.
Yeah, in a couple of games they were relaxed.
Yeah,
no, they'll be fine. Trust me, they
I'm
will
never
be fine.
worried about them. I don't know why. I don't even know why y'all be sounding concerned.
Nah, but you know what? Barca looks a lot better than I thought, though. I will say that.
Oh, really?
Going into this season, I didn't think that they would be kind of where they are. But what, 6 points from both games, and I mean, yeah, bro, Hansi Flick got him.
2 words. Lamine Yamal.
Yeah, bro.
Let go, man.
But I mean, even guys like Rafinha are looking good. Like Ferran Torres, like there's some certain guys where I'm like, oh wow. I guess that's a great thing about
another fraud.
Yeah.
Said another fraud.
But yeah, I guess we could wrap there.
Yeah, I was gonna
y'all want to do your what is it called? Shoutouts?
Oh yeah, shout outs. I'm just off of it today. Who you guys?
Shout out. Go ahead, Solo.
No, you go, Corny.
Keep it simple. Shout out Cole Palmer. Shout out Nani Madueke.
Yeah. I would say for me, shout out. I don't know if y'all caught the Bayer Leverkusen game. These guys are crazy. Florian Wirtz is crazy. He's 21 years old, which blows my mind. And this Granit Xhaka is continuing this like late like the goal score is crazy. Yeah. And then so it was 2-2, equalized at the 85th minute. And some Florian Wirtz scores at the 90th plus 11 minutes.
They always do this, bro.
What is this?
They're notorious for this.
All it was nuts.
But shout out to
the last second.
He's a great player. I think every team in the Prem should be looking. That's a KDB regen, and everybody should be looking at him.
He's going to Madrid, apparently.
He's going to Madrid.
Apparently he's going to Madrid.
Him and Xabi Alonso are going to go over as a package deal whenever they're whenever they're
ready.
Whenever they're ready.
My shout outs. Shout out Partey. I haven't seen a goal from him in a while. Shout out Timber, because it's happy to see you on the pitch. Shout out David Raya. He's been
crazy saves, man.
Shout out Raya. And then shout out the debutante, Calafiori. Happy to see you. Happy to see you in the team, and I'm sure we'll see a lot more you on the pitch soon. So that's it.
My shout out is to the West Ham team.
Yeah,
they look good.
Yeah, they do.
Wan-Bissaka. Shout out Wan-Bissaka, man.
He did look good.
That's a good shout out, Mike. That's a good shout out.
Bro, complete different team when Mikel Antonio's not there, bro. Bro, it was cool. It was cool when he became the striker and he was doing all the things he was doing. But you're trying to build on top of your conference league win. He's not the guy anymore.
Yeah, full Craig, that was a great pickup.
They brought him in. They look completely different.
He's a real striker. I mean, yeah, no disrespect to Antonio, but
yeah,
Now, good shout last week, Mike. Definitely, you said that in our recap that we're going to be giving to you guys weekly. So tune in for that at the end of the match week, as well as our locks of the week before the first game of the following match week. So appreciate everybody for tuning in. I appreciate your guys' support, and good luck to you in your future endeavors.
Okay, I see.